What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name's Scythe and we are back again for another Trove building video. And today, again, we are working on CS Office. Hi, Joe. I want to give a shout out to Sesmid. Sorry, I don't really remember how his name was typed, and I don't think he's on right now. Oh, that might be him. Yeah, either way, Sarek. Okay, so he's actually been a really big help with this map because I guess he must play it quite a bit, so he's been able to help me out with certain areas that I wasn't really sure about. I actually didn't even know there was a tunnel here because, again, the map that I am referencing for this build is a top-down look at the map, so I'm not exactly sure about stuff like this. So I kind of squeezed this in here. It's a little bit dark, and maybe it'll kind of get touched up a little bit, and maybe I could actually remove a bit of the snow right here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'll figure something out. But anyway, before we start today, we are not going to be giving away any prizes or anything like that, but I would still very much appreciate you to hadouken the like button for me, because it really helps me out, makes the videos show up in searches and stuff like that. That's pretty much what liking a video does. Now, because we're building, that is why I am not going to end up using the face cam today, because I'm going to need to make lots and lots of cuts. That's just kind of how it goes. Hello, Henry. Yeah, that actually feels a little bit more like a flowing tunnel. That'll definitely help out a bit. I think there's supposed to be a little bit of crates here as well, but we'll get into stuff like that a little bit later. But let me just show you what I've done so far. So far I've been working on this office area right here. It's kind of laid out. For the most part, I do have it all set up, like I said in the first episode when we were building this, which was probably a couple days ago now. I did already lay out the skeleton, so now it's just the tedious part of filling everything in, and then when we get to the final touches, that is going to be spawn points and stuff like that, as well as just laying down prop items and everything. So here's the vending room, which I think we actually had already set up in the last episode that we were building. I don't really remember, though. That's the thing. Now, here's the thing that I do gotta point out. I'm kind of bad when it comes to builds like this because I'm the type where I have a very tough time. Oh, I didn't even replace these walls. GG. I have a very tough time leaving a project unfinished. Now that goes beyond the building, but with the building, it's very, very tedious because I probably by the time these videos come out, it's kind of like I guess I would say like a documentary of me building this, because chances are I made this entire map already in one night and people have already been playing it by the time these videos come out, because that's just kind of how I am. But you know, it's like with the episode length and stuff like that, I don't really want the episodes to be too long as far as building, because it can only ever go so far, and just, well, you kind of understand. I'm trying to make like a balance between the content and the other stuff. Oh, goodness. So another trick that I've been doing, just so I don't have to waste all of my colored blocks, is I actually put the bottom layer as gray, and then I start putting in the colored blocks to kind of set things up to be a little bit tighter. But I'm quite happy with how fast this is actually progressing. You know, most of it is just tedious stuff like laying in the walls and everything like that. I know once we get to we gotta do this, lay out the basic foundations of the map and everything, and then the next step is going to be walling off the map. That's always a very time consuming and tedious part to any PvP map, and that is like walling off. For example, if we go outside, like the ceilings and the interior area is fine, but for this outside area, I'm going to have to make the walls tall enough while not being completely ugly so that the Lunar Lancer isn't going to be able to climb right out. I mean, I can always, I guess, worst case scenario, just put like a glass layer over top so that the players cannot actually get outside of the map. But the other thing too that I do want to do is I like the idea of adding secrets. You know, like I like the idea of adding secret areas and stuff that may not normally be a part of the map, but is kind of more in the wake of it being fun. So, for example, there's a Dust 2 map in Trove that's already in the BG School Gangsters Club, and it's an awesome map. Like, I seriously love playing on it because they actually nailed the feeling of the map. It might not be exact, but it nailed the way that it feels, and that's what I'm really hoping that I can end up doing with this map. But the thing is, as you build the map, like as I build this further and further and further, it means that there is less of a chance of me redeeming a big mistake. Like that tunnel that we ended up starting with over there. There's no way that I could end up bringing the building up one block at this point just so that I could fit in a little bit of a tunnel, right? So this is actually the main spawn area for the counter terrorists. I think that's what they're called or something like that. It's been a long time since I played Counter-Strike, dude. Like, seriously, like 10 years ago or something. So over here is going to be, like, you can kind of see I made, like, there's going to be a crate here. That's a handicap parking spot. And then you come out here and maybe I'll add, like, a vehicle out here or something just to kind of break things up and make it a little bit more interesting. That's what I mean. Like, I want to make this map as accurate as I can. But it's not like I'm worried about it being accurate. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I just kind of do this by eye, and just the feeling is more important to me than making it exactamundo where everything is functioning exactly perfect and how it's supposed to be. And then not to mention, I like to embellish stuff. I really do. Plus, like, as we're constructing this map, you can kind of see in the interior area and stuff like that. Like, it's like, this is very, very plain. So I'm definitely going to have to touch some of this stuff up. I am actually noticing this area. I can use this as a transitional block, and then I could easily change the walls in this area from being this dark pukey red, because as soon as we come into here, it's like, it all just feels right, you know? Now, another thing too that's very tricky about this type of map is, as you can see right here, excuse the little windows thing that popped up, we have to kind of make the walls, like the exterior walls and the interior walls are kind of like 2 blocks thick, because that way we can have the outside wall, which is red. I made this a lighter red so it didn't look like it was the same building as this darker red. And then when we come in, it's the interior wall. So that's kind of a thing that I ended up doing over here that I didn't really count on, was this interior and exterior wall. So yeah, kind of didn't really count on stuff like that, but I am very happy with how it's actually turning out. It's actually looking very, very slick, if I do say so. I'm actually very much enjoying doing a project like this, because I've never really done a map from another game, and I just think that it's like so cool, man. Like, seriously, I'm very happy with this, and I'm hoping that everybody else is gonna be just as happy and just as excited to play on this map. A couple people have already said that, dude, even though this map's not done, this is already my favorite map. So I'm really hoping everyone's gonna enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it, you know? So anyway, I'm just gonna lay out a little bit more of the foundation here. This is going to be the other, I don't know what the callouts are. I guess I should learn them, but that's okay. Get out of the way, Henry. Get out of the way. Nope, you broke everything. Why'd you do that? This game's block placement is so annoying, like, seriously. But whatever, you kind of gotta just deal with it, right? Can we? There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Oh. These windows are a lot bigger than they should have been. But that's okay. I like the look of that. See what I mean? See the stupid block lag? Jeez. So anyway, I'm going to build a little bit more, and I'll come back when we've progressed on the map. I've added quite a bit over time, to the point where I'm not exactly sure what I even need to include in the video, because it's actually already been a couple hours since I progressed here, because I had to go and do some other stuff as well as just building, and more people were here for a little bit and kind of getting in the way, which always slows down progress. So this is actually going to be the projector room. Started working on this one, and I wanted to make the walls a bit of a different color. So although this is kind of going for more of a brown or caramel type of wall color, I'm trying to focus on like the same as the normal walls, but it's kind of like darker, because the projection room is supposed to be be a lot dimmer, and there's not really any way of actually doing that in Trove outside of just using a darker block, right? So I didn't really do that much progress to the floor or main office area over here, but I have laid out all the walls, added a couple extra windows right here. This is going to be glass because as far as I remember, this outer area here is mostly just for looks, because the hallway down here, I think this is hostage hallway. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that the windows were always just kind of blocked off windows. I don't think that you ever got to walk down into that area, but I could be wrong about that. I don't really remember, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter that much anyway, because again, this is kind of my own adaptation for it. But otherwise, I'm very happy with how it's all turning out. I think once I end up laying in the floors, things are going to start becoming a lot easier for me to build. Otherwise, I set up over here. I forget if I showed this on camera, this other room right here. As far as I can tell from pictures, I'm pretty sure there's a couch here or a TV or something, because this is kind of a loungy area. Over here, too, is supposed to be a snowman, I think, is what's supposed to be in that corner. I'm not exactly sure. But that was, again, thanks to... There he is. Scythe I changed the tunnels a little bit too, made it so that there's snow kind of going into it, just to kind of make it feel a little bit more visually apparent that there is a tunnel down there. Now, as far as the tunnel is concerned, I'm pretty sure it actually just goes straight out. I think it actually just comes right out here, and this window, I'm not even sure if it's here, or maybe it is, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna just make the tunnel do this anyway, and maybe I'll put power up out here or something, and all these windows are probably gonna end up being open so that people can actually go through them. But the ones over here are going to be all blocked off because this area is just for looks. I tried to make it so that it's a little bit consistent. So this red building, if you can even call it that, I'm actually making the same wall over there. So it's kind of like it's a big building that goes over there. Same with the purple outer wall is going to also go over there. So it's going to be quite a lot of blocks to fill in, but I think it's gonna end up being pretty cool, man. So I'm just kind of laying out the foundations of all the walls right now has been what I've been focusing on the most. Because once the walls are in, like, that's the thing about a build like this too. Lots of people are always like, you know, how do you do builds and stuff like that? And it's like, well, I do them very, very easily because I actually really enjoy doing stuff like this. And as we end up building more and more and more, it's like... I always view it as the more that you build, the more it starts coming together, the less work that it ends up being, because you can't really view it in terms of, oh man, this is going to be so much work for this map, and because otherwise you're not really going to end up working on it, honestly. Ooh. Yeah, this is coming along. It's coming along. This center area I need to set up here, and then for the most part, I think after this area right here, like this little wall spot, I'm still gonna have to double check a couple things before I actually make this map go live, that's for sure. Oh, this glitch where it removes the blocks from your hotbar is so annoying. Thank you, Henry. I wish that they would finally fix that. Like, seriously, it's such an annoying bug. There's so many problems with the building in this game, dude. Seriously. You can end up building an entire wall only to have someone jump in the way last minute, and then the wall will actually, like, slowly, not all at once, slowly start to delete. Because it's like, let's say, for example, I put this block down here, and then every other block that I'm connecting to it, if someone stood in the way and that first block deleted, it would disappear, and then this entire wall that I just made would slowly disappear as well, because as far as the game's code is concerned, that source block didn't exist the entire time because of lag. So anyway, I'm gonna work on this a little bit more, hopefully get most of it done today, so that we can only do, like, maybe we'll do, like, I think this arena will be finished in maybe 3 videos, if not 4. Just the 4th one is probably going to mostly be just putting on the finishing touches and stuff like that, though. But I am going to do a little bit more today before we call it for the episode. Whew! Time sure does fly when you're building. Especially for me, because I just completely zone out and do stuff like, this is already like another 40 minutes, I think. So I've pretty much, unless I've missed something, besides like this tunnel area I haven't really touched yet. However, I have gotten the floor down for the most part. I think in the entirety of the building, that's nothing, that doesn't count. So yeah, you can kind of see it is coming together. I actually am really happy with how this turned out. And also happy with, like, that's the thing that I love about building, is things just always seem to work out for me. Maybe my subconscious brain is like calculating this stuff and I just don't really notice. But I love the fact that we just had enough space to actually make this map and make it work, you know? Because it could have been a real problem if I ended up laying out the structure of this map and then coming to the edge and it just didn't work out, like seriously. So right now, I still got to lay down a couple walls. I'm going to do that off camera. For today though, we've already gone to about like 15 minutes, at least as far as my timer is concerned. So we're probably just going to call it here for the day. I got to lay out the walls and stuff like that. I think I'll get this building done before I start with the tunnel over there. And even then, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to do that much more building of this area like on camera. So I'm kind of gonna get this main building done because I don't really want to do like any more monotonous, like just normal, like what would the next episode be? Me doing more walls and ceilings? Like I'll do that myself and have this whole area finished before the next build episode. And then maybe we'll start working on the tunnel area in the next episode of the building, I should say, because tomorrow it's probably just going to be like a normal Trove episode, depending what day it is, or if I even have a Trove episode ready, because maybe there won't be, I don't know. I can't really see into the future. Look at this block lag, it's ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to finish up the building over here. Hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Next time we do some building, we may end up going over there, or maybe I'll just have it done and start laying down some prop items and stuff. And then there will probably be either the next episode or one more episode after that, and we'll have this build done and I'll kind of just tour it. So I hope you've all been enjoying the build episode so far. Once this project's done, I do want to give a heads up that I'm the type where I'm having a great time just doing these build projects and stuff. But at the same time, you see, whenever I build stuff, I always build huge projects. So by the time I'm done this, it might be a while before we end up getting some more build episodes, because I may be tired of building and kind of just taking a break from it for a little while. Either way, I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you all so much for watching. I would very much appreciate if you would Hadouken the like button for me, share, favorite, and subscribe to join Team Pixel Side, and stay epic, everybody.